Reject hate? Yes, I got a very hateful letter, and it was signed Hackensack employee. And to the best of my knowledge, nobody from Hackensack has even looked into it. Telling me to stay out of the school elections, telling me to stay out of school business, telling me to stay out of our meetings, it was written, our business, telling me to move out of Hackensack. And if I don't do those ultimatums, I will not be allowed near City Hall. Maybe it wasn't a Hackensack employee, maybe it was, but nobody even looked. Mr. Sims, shame on you. You should not apologize for a police officer that you don't know who it was, you don't know what he did, you don't know the story. I was sitting back there like, how dare you apologize for somebody else? Apologize for your own behavior maybe, but don't apologize for somebody else when you don't know it. You should know our police are overworked, they're tired, they're stretched. You just heard that tonight too, but you should have known this before. We're short men, they're working a lot of hours, they're working overtime, and they don't want to have to be babysitting parents at schools that are parking, double parking, whatever. They don't want to have to be called down to the school.
Hackensack, New Jersey, 45-year resident, and I'm also the union president. Let me start by telling you that we come here tonight not to be a problem, but to be part of a solution. It is my understanding that yesterday the city manager and our officer in charge, Captain Pisiglio, had a productive meeting. I was advised that you assured him that the city will be hiring and promoting in the near future. I hope this is the first step to many more to come, getting the department where it needs to be. If you aren't aware, for the first time in over 35 years, our police department has less than 100 officers. Our population is continuing to grow, but unfortunately, our department is not following. Because we are understaffed, we are faced with a multitude of problems. Each of our 4 investigative divisions are short supervisors and detectives. Our patrol division is also short supervisors and officers. In 2016, our patrol captain conducted a study which revealed the proper number of officers that should be on the road to handle our ever-growing call volume should be 7. Last year, the department lowered the minimum down to 6 to reduce overtime caused by the city not replacing officers. Even after lowering the manpower on the road, overtime has become rampant. Our officers are becoming burnt out, which leads to more sick time, which in turn creates more overtime. The lack of manpower also leaves us with an insufficient number of officers to handle calls. Officers are forced to respond to domestic violence calls, fights, and robberies without adequate backup. Our response time has increased and calls for service hold longer than in the past. Residents requiring police assistance have to wait longer. Even though Hackensack is a city, it still demands a service-oriented policing that many other Bergen County towns are accustomed to. It's extremely difficult to provide that when officers are responding from call to call. The only solution is to put more officers on the road. Patrol is short at least 2 sergeants and can really use 4 more, so the road could be staffed with supervisors 24 hours a day. Unfortunately, we cannot promote supervisors if we don't hire officers to take their place. The PBA has confidence in our current command staff. We believe that if they are left to run the department without interference, the pieces will begin to fall in place. Mr. Ehrenberg, we ask that you keep your word to promote and fully staff our department. Thank you.
Okay, do you have any comment?
I think that in all fairness, my first meeting with the officer in charge was productive. He highlights some points that we are privately addressing. Obviously, there's some concerns here. I've stated in the past, the documentation that proves that we have these issues, they will be immediately addressed. I don't have any of that, and I've requested that information numerous times and never been presented with any, but that's for another day. However, we will address these issues, and obviously there's some issues that are not publicly known that need to be addressed internally. Once we get these addressed, well, we've already made one promotion to the rank of captain. At the next CAL meeting, The new captain, DeWitt, will be here. We're going to certify the list. Obviously, you've had a discussion with your officer in charge and your command staff, so you know all of that. But I thank you for your time.